report. And of course, as everyone is locking down their data, they can also download the WCNC app because we're going to get ready for some storms tomorrow. You're tracking some possibly rough stuff, Brad.
Yeah, we've got 2 threats tomorrow, and it's going to be flash flooding and tornadoes. They may not be in the exact same locations or the exact same time, but we're going to have both of those in the western Carolinas. And a lot of this is because of the setup of the stalled front, the remnants of Fred, and high pressure off the East Coast, and a whole bunch of tropical moisture that continues to push into the southeast. So let's start with the futurecast. Overnight isolated showers, but by tomorrow morning it looks like a band of heavier rain is going to develop right around sunrise and then move through the area. Now the concern is mid-afternoon, 2 o'clock. We get some breaks in the clouds. That's going to heat up the atmosphere just enough that the next band of storms, which is going to be really close and attached to the remnant swirl of Fred, is going to have that wind shear with it that some of these storms could rotate and be severe, possibly have tornadoes in them. And then you see the heavy rain setup. So this is 7 o'clock. This is the area of heaviest rain across the mountains and foothills where we showed you that high risk earlier. But even across the Piedmont, you see that line of storms? This could have flash flooding with it as well as the risk for an isolated tornado. So really later tomorrow into the evening hours would be our highest risk. By Wednesday morning, all this mess starts to move out of here and we start to dry out. So it's really all day tomorrow into tomorrow night that we're going to watch as everything will improve after that. Now, the rainfall totals, I would not read into the specific exact location. I want to show you more. I-77 West has the highest total. Some of these areas are approaching a foot of rain, but you get an idea, anywhere from 3 to maybe 8 inches of rain possible in the western part of our viewing area. And that's going to set up the potential for flash flooding. That's why it's our highest risk, but our second highest risk is going to be tornadoes, and that's going to all hinge on that instability. Storm Prediction Center has already put a big area of 5% probability. You're probably saying 5% is not much. It's a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles. But remember, on an average day, the chance of seeing a tornado is close to 0. So 5% is a huge jump from your normal day. It's not a 5% chance of rain either. It's a 5% chance of a tornado. You're not going to get caught outside with your umbrella. It's outside where there could be a tornado. So this is why we want you to charge up those phones, have your alerts turned on tomorrow, because the timing of all this, I think, will be the late afternoon and early evening hours. And you're looking at that medium risk there. The flash flood risk will likely be all day, but really peaks in the evening as well. Not much of a wind threat and no hail expected with this. But remember, when the ground gets saturated, it may not take very long for some trees to come down. So I always like to reiterate this. Make sure you have at least 3 ways to get warnings. You know, you have your wireless emergency alerts built into your phone already. Our app or any app that will give you push alerts. Watch us online or on air, social media, but turn on your notifications and watch the times. Make sure it's real time. NOAA weather radio with the alert. And guess what? Person-to-person contact works. Text messages and calling people that aren't aware is always a good thing to do as well. As Vanessa mentioned, good time to download the WCNC Charlotte weather and news app. You can turn on notifications there. The best part about this, you can watch our live streams. If we do break in and you're not home, you can watch us even in your safe spot. So other 2 systems out there, we've got Tropical Depression Grace, which will not be a threat to the U.S., but could impact Mexico as a hurricane, staying well to the south. We've also got Tropical Storm Henri, which is just south Bermuda. It's going to do a loop-de-loop here. Now, while this won't directly impact the U.S., it will kick off some big swells, some rip currents, and some waves on the coast. So Outer Banks areas near the coast could see some high surf, but otherwise no impact here. Tomorrow's the day. It's going to be a wet, stormy day, on again, off again rain throughout the afternoon. It should improve pretty quickly on Wednesday, and then we go 10 days into the future. The heat builds back in, and we get a chance to dry out with temperatures generally in the low 90s, guys.